Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights.
I can't just call you when the moon is rising. I'm craving every moment with you. I can't just need you.
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be doing a what I eat in a day while counting macros for weight loss. And I wanted to go ahead and make this video because I have not counted macros in such a long time. I have spoken before about my eating disorder and me being in recovery. I wanted to count calories and any of that, but the last month I was fasting for the month of Ramadan, and I did loosely track calories because I wanted to ensure that I was actually eating enough, and I didn't have a problem with it because I loosely tracked. And I will be going ahead and giving you guys some tips on how to track calories, what app I am tracking on, and also ways that are a little bit healthier in my opinion, things that don't make you go crazy and look at food as numbers, but just ensuring that you're first and foremost eating enough throughout the day, and you're also going to be getting the goals that you want. So let's go ahead and start with breakfast. Alright, so I just finished making my green juice, but before I put anything into my body, I'm going to be going ahead and taking a Primal Defense Ultra Probiotic by Garden of Life. You guys, I always talk about this. I highly recommend if you have gut problems, inflammation. This stuff has cured me. I'm not a doctor, once again, but go ahead and try this out. You guys will probably love it. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take this, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started with breakfast. Excuse the mess in the background, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a little tip and trick that I use to make my guacamole lower in calorie. Obviously guys, if you guys are just in a bulk or you're just eating however you want, you could do that, but I am in a slight deficit, so I'm gonna be taking a whole avocado and putting in some Greek yogurt with salt, pepper, and if you guys do want to preserve it for a little bit longer and not have it oxidized, then I highly recommend putting in some lemon. But I do use a sealed container like this so I can store it for a couple of days. And I do want to go ahead and show you guys how to track this into my fitness pal. So let's go ahead and show you guys. All you're gonna do is put it on a scale. You're gonna zero it out. Let's go ahead and zoom in closer. You're gonna take your avocado, cut it open, obviously, see how much it weighs. That is 145 grams of avocado. All you're gonna go ahead and do now is mush it up. Once it's mushed up, you're gonna go ahead and just take some Greek yogurt. I am using the Faye Total 0% for less calories. A heaping tablespoon, that's 63 grams. You're gonna add some regular salt or whatever salt of your choice, some salt and some pepper. I would have used some lemon, but I don't have any in hand. I highly recommend it. It tastes so much better, and you can preserve it for longer. And I am by no means saying you cannot eat a normal avocado, like avocado on toast, but if you want to have a higher protein, lower fat option, that is an option, especially if you're trying to cut down, because calories do matter at the end of the day. It is calories in, calories out, and avocados are very hefty in calories. They're amazing calories, they're so good for you, but if I'm typically cutting, I will go ahead and do a little hack like that to make it easier for me, and I can honestly just eat more of it, just get satisfied that way. But I do want to go ahead and show you guys how to track a recipe like that into my Fitness Pal. Go ahead and pop it up on the screen. So you're gonna go ahead and pull up my Fitness Pal app. Once you're into the app, you go ahead and click My Recipes tabs and create a recipe. You're gonna go ahead and do manual ingredients. Put all the ingredients you need. So go ahead and put avocado, you put the amount of grams that you had, and then you're gonna go ahead and put the Greek yogurt, the amount of grams that you had. Click the next button, and literally it is that simple, and you can get the calories per serving. This serving probably serves about like 4 people. Once you get that calorie ratio, you're good to go. Bada bing, bada boom. Log it into your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and it is that simple. So as you guys saw me making, I already started drinking my green juice. This is such a good green juice and I highly recommend it. It's gonna be in another video of mine, but yeah, it's really good. So I'm having a green juice, half a bagel. I would have done the whole thing, but I'm going to the gym later tonight. I like to put my food around the most strenuous workouts and around the time that I need to use such a heavy amount of energy. So I just had half a bagel right now so I can have a larger carb source before my workouts. I have 4 strawberries and I have eggs. We're gonna go ahead and eat this for breakfast and I will go ahead and catch you guys at lunch.
Class is in session.
Let's go ahead and get into the tip portion of counting calories and what you want to avoid and what you want to lean toward. This is all my opinion and you should go ahead and seek professional help to actually get nutritional advice. I'm just saying what worked for me out of experience, but let's go ahead and get into the tips. So for me, previously I was tracking. I didn't even know how many calories I needed to eat. I didn't know what foods I needed to eat. I didn't know what macros I needed to follow. I didn't know anything. I was completely lost. I just saw girls posting about it. I tried following their numbers, or I would go on those little food apps and they would spit out a number at me and I would follow that. Those apps don't read your body as well as you do. What I highly recommend avoiding is trying to get your calories off of some app or trying to follow somebody else's diet. What I highly recommend is tracking your food for a week, not changing absolutely anything, okay? You're not changing one thing from your diet. You are literally just tracking for a week and you're not holding yourself hostage for eating a cookie that day because you're tracking and you're trying to be good. Be honest with yourself. Track honestly and I promise you it will pay off. You're gonna go ahead and track everything down for a week. At the end of the week, you're gonna see how many calories you've been consistently eating. You might have higher days, you might have lower days, but it all levels out at the end. You wanna get a rough estimate of how many calories you're eating. Now, once you get a rough estimate, if you notice that you are a little bit overweight, you can go ahead and easily just subtract 200 calories at the very beginning of trying to be in a little bit of a deficit. Okay, cutting back 200 calories is very easy versus let's say you're eating 2,500 calories. You don't know that you're eating 2,500 calories. You go ahead on an app and it tells you you should be eating 1,700 calories for weight loss. That puts you at way too big of a deficit because you were previously eating 2,500 calories and now you're eating 1,700. That is approximately, I'm not good at math, about 900 calories of a deficit.
Is this real math?
And guys, that is too drastic of a cut, especially at the beginning, because you will hit a plateau and now you're gonna have to even go lower than 1,700 calories. So I do not recommend going on apps or any of that. Just track yourself, track your macros and your calories for about a week, get your estimate, and either add if you wanted to gain weight and you're noticing you're not gaining weight on 2,500 calories, or if you just want to maintain because you like the way you've been eating, you like the way you feel, then just go ahead and stick to those calories. This one might sound kind of a little weird, but this is something that I had to experience, and it is finishing your food before you track your calories. Don't just sit there being on the app, unmindfully eating your food and tracking your calories while you're taking each bite. By the time you finish tracking your food, you realize that your food is gone and you didn't enjoy it, you weren't mindful about it. That might spike up the urge to go eat more because your brain didn't tell your body that you've eaten. That's something I've experienced from the past. I didn't enjoy my food. I didn't enjoy counting macros. I felt like I was just looking at food as numbers. So I highly recommend finish your food or track your calories and food the night before. Put it in the app, get a plan ready for yourself. And tip number 3 is kind of gonna fall a little contradictive to tip number 2, and that is to not be too plan oriented with your food. I personally like understanding the common basic understanding of nutrition. So for example, I know protein, carbs, fats. I know each category of food groups that those fall under. For example, protein, chicken breast, egg whites, carbohydrates, potatoes, bread, fats, avocado, olive oil. I understand what category they fall under, so I'm not too plan oriented. So if I do plan out my day of eating the night before and I don't feel like eating that meal, I can just simply swap out those foods. So if I had planned to have avocado on toast in the morning with eggs, I can just simply switch that out for my protein oatmeal with peanut butter. I'm getting my protein, my carbs, and my fats in the same exact way, but to eat to my own enjoyment and not forcing myself to eat things I don't want because I tracked it. That's just making the whole process not enjoyable, and 9 times out of 10 then you're gonna end up eating the thing you wanted in the first place. Next tip is something I really did struggle with, and that is saving all of my calories to the end of the night, because it was on an app and because I saw it and I was like, oh, if I save all these calories, I can track it and I can get away with it. I can eat that Ben & Jerry's ice cream that I want with a cookie on the side and a glass of milk, because if I restrict all my calories during the day, I can get away with it because I'm tracking. So if I track it, I'm good to go. That is gonna put you in such a low energy mood. You're gonna feel gross throughout the whole day. Then when you come around to eating that last meal, you're not gonna feel good, and that's not what tracking calories or macronutrients is about. It's not about tracking so you are able to eat the bad foods. I don't look at food as bad or good. I personally think you could fit everything into your calories, or even just your full day of eating if you don't count or anything, because I haven't counted, like I said, in a while, and I still was fitting in s'mores. I still fit in chocolate and ice cream and everything throughout my day just by intuitively eating. I'll have it for dessert, I'll have a small portion, and you can definitely do that without tracking. But I feel like when you start tracking, a lot of people kind of fall into, well, at least I did, I fell into this like black hole of, okay, I can save all my calories to the end of the night and I can have a huge portion of ice cream because I'm tracking it and I can get away with it. And no, you can't, because trust me, my skin took a toll. The way I felt took a toll. Also, you typically eat for energy, and I was saving my calories to the end of the night before bed, and I needed those calories to fuel my workout. I needed my calories to fuel my day, to have energy to work, to function, to breathe, to feel like a human being. So I highly recommend not doing that. And that's gonna get us into the next tip. The last one I can think of for now is stopping myself at food after my calories are gone. So if I were still famished and so hungry at the end of the night,
my little tummy was just so hungry.
I'm not gonna just stop there. I'm still, of course, gonna eat a little bit, because if you are tracking, you also need to be mindful of your intuition and what your body is telling you. So let's just say you are absolutely famished after you've had a good day of eating. You've eaten your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, a couple snacks in between, and you are literally starving. You drink in the water, make sure that it's not just thirst, and you notice that you're still very hungry. You might have worked out harder that day. You might have moved more that day. So your body is asking you for those calories. You should go ahead and allow yourself to eat another snack or a meal before you go to sleep. I know me personally, I can't sleep when I'm hungry, so I would literally stay up all night and restrict myself from eating just one snack. I could have had an apple and I would have went to bed satisfied and had a good night's rest, but I would stay up thinking about the candy, the donut, the chocolate that I wanted to binge on at the middle of the night, and when my cheat day came around, I would just go have a free-for-all. So I highly recommend listening to your body. Your body is smarter than you think. If you are still hungry, of course, allow yourself to eat. Don't be too strict on yourself when it comes to counting calories. Of course, when you're trying to lose weight, you are going to be a little bit hungry, but you shouldn't be so hungry that you're like, oh my goodness, I literally can't sleep at night. I don't feel like I can function throughout the day. You are feeling lightheaded and weary. Like, don't do that to yourself. And yeah, so I hope these tips could have helped you at all. If you guys are planning on tracking calories or your macros, I know I wish I would have heard these before starting tracking, so I hope they help. I already ate caramel rice cakes and peanut butter with banana, as you guys saw in the last clip, but I ate that about an hour and a half ago. I just had a lot of errands to run, so I had to just like eat it really quick, because I don't like eating at least an hour and a half before a workout. So I had that, and now I'm just taking my pre-workout, which is PE Science High Volume. I take a scoop and a half of this and 1 scoop of Prolific, because it is a shoulder day and that's my weak area, and I don't really feel shoulders engaged as much as I should. So I'm taking an extra scoop of High Volume to get that pump. But yeah, I went ahead and started the rice in the back, as you can see, and when we get back, we'll go ahead and make dinner, because it is already 8:30 and running a bit late on time. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and catch you guys at dinner time.
Oh, when you look at me like that, I swear that something in the air so vibrant. Now I'm just pointing out the fact. Hey.
Just got back from the gym, and honestly, it is 11 o'clock at night. I typically don't eat dinner at this time. It is extremely late for me, but that's how our schedule just happened to be today. And that's the beauty of just intuitively tracking. I know what I'm eating. I know I'm still reaching my goals, but there's not like a certain restriction of I can't eat past a certain hour. Like, I used to believe in that whole saying of you can't eat anything past 8 o'clock because you're gonna just gain weight from it.
I would be obese if that was the truth.
We're gonna go ahead and cook some dinner. On today's menu, I did go ahead and prep chicken overnight. It's just chicken breast. I cut it in half so it would be more tender when I cooked it. And I put garlic, paprika, onion, salt, and pepper, and that's all the seasoning I put on there. I'm gonna be making broccoli. I already prepped the rice before I went to the gym because I knew that was gonna take the longest, and now it's already ready. Invest in a rice cooker if you want to save your life. I literally love my rice cooker. Making a cream sauce, and I make it lower calorie because obviously we're trying to be in a little bit of a deficit, and using things like heavy cream are very high in calorie. I mean, there's 50 calories per tablespoon, which is a lot, but I also like to enjoy my food and I don't restrict or cut out anything out of my diet, and that is the beauty of flexible dieting, and there's no good and bad food. I just pretty much eat everything in moderation, and I try to make lower calorie options because I personally like eating more food in a higher volume diet. So, especially when I'm cutting. So to make it lower calorie, I'm gonna be using cashew milk to make the cream sauce. This cream sauce is absolutely amazing. I will go ahead and leave it in the description below. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and make dinner, and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm making it in the final product. Yeah, let's go ahead and make some dinner.
Just something about your way now. You keep looking so good, looking at me, making me feel like I do it all for you. Looking so good, looking at you, babe. Hey, I think I'm into you. You make me wanna put my roots down. We'll never fly unless we try. Unless we try.
So it is the end of the night. I'm finished eating all my food. You guys saw my full day of eating, but I wanted to leave you guys with one last tip because this is probably the most crucial and most important tip. And there's a reason why I didn't show you guys my calories, my macronutrients, or any of that. I want you guys to know the most important thing is understanding me and you. This person and that person are always gonna have different macronutrients, different caloric intake needs because we are different human beings. We have different genetics, different metabolisms, different lifestyles, activity levels. So your calories are gonna greatly differ from mine or anybody else's. You can go ahead and eat my calories and you can excessively gain weight or you can excessively lose weight. That's why I never recommend anybody following anybody's macronutrients, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I fell for that in the past, and I used to follow these bodybuilder competitors' diets and I became severely malnourished and not healthy. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and close the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed this full day of eating, and just remember, these videos are made for inspiration, to have new recipe ideas, or maybe to even inspire you to try to eat a healthier diet, to feel better about yourself, and to feel alive. Thank you guys so much for watching. As you guys already know, I love you guys always, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.